Craig, a 6-0 victory against Llanelli Town on Saturday. A good result, but was there a particular aspect of the performance that pleased you the most?
Yeah, I think the opportunities we created, which was really pleasing. Another clean sheet, which take away the Britain Ferry, the start of the season, which obviously we obviously had an off day, and I think we've conceded 1 goal in the last 5 games. So yeah, it's really pleasing. Clean sheet, score 6 goals, and also as well to create so many opportunities. Probably the disappointing side of it is that we probably didn't score more goals. There was a Stonewall penalty, at least 1 goal of which was given, disallowed by the referee, which was not a foul. Jordan Williams' first one that got disallowed, and the second one, the linesman said he was offside, and he clearly wasn't. He might have handballed it, but he clearly wasn't offside. So, and then also other opportunities, multiple hitting the woodwork and opportunities. The keeper's made a few good saves. So maybe a tad bit disappointed that we didn't score more goals, but the opportunities we created were really pleasing.
Well, we mentioned it in the build-up to last week's game. It was your 400th game in charge of the club. Yeah. That must have been a proud moment for you to manage that fixture.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. To be, like you said, I think when I first come to the club, my wife was 6 or 7 months pregnant with my daughter, and my daughter's now 13, and she comes to every game, and she's really part of the club. My wife comes to most games. My father-in-law comes to most games. So yeah, it was it's been a real massive part of my life for the last 13, 14 years, on and off in the 2 spells. So yeah, I was really proud and really privileged to have managed the club that many times, and and also as well the multiple trophies we've won, and the amazing nights we've had here and away, abroad and at home, at the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. So it's been nice to share it with some really sort of special coaches, and going all the way back to Carl Dalton, Scotty Rusko, and now Sarge. We've had some fantastic experiences, and most importantly, as I referred to in interviews, that we've been very fortunate to have some fantastic players, which I'd like to say thank you to everyone.
Well, another weekend under the fixture. It is Cardiff Met in the capital. As we know from previous experiences, going down to Cardiff Met, it's always a tough game.
Yes, it is, without a doubt. Ryan's got them well organised. They work really hard. They're fit. They're very innovative with set plays and in formations, etc., etc. So yeah, it's always a challenge going down to Cardiff Met, and it will be again on Friday. So we're going in good form. Obviously, Cardiff Met had a really good result away from home on Saturday at Connors Quay. So yeah, we're both teams will be going in with a bit of confidence, but it's a game that we'd obviously going to do everything we can preparation wise to keep our winning run going, and it's going to be a tough week next week with Cardiff Met Friday, Flint on Tuesday, then Bala away on Friday. So it's three games in 6-7 days. It's going to stretch everybody and give opportunity for everyone to play their part.
Going into Friday's game, form is certainly onto the NSC side. We've won 7 of our last 8 visits to Kincoid, and won all 5 games against Cardiff Met last season. Are stats like that something you would say to the players ahead of the game, or can it sometimes act as a distraction?
Nah, probably not. Probably not. We'll just get on with the way we're playing right here, right now. Picking the best team to go and try and win the game. And like I said, no 2 games are ever the same. So it's you can get within a football game, no 2 halves are ever the same sometimes. So yes, it's really important that we go into it fresh on the back of a couple of wins ourselves, and confidence high, and make sure we'll go there and expect a tough game, because that's one thing, it'll always be competitive and tough against Cardiff Met.
Well, Friday's game marks the quarter point in the league season. Obviously, you'd probably prefer to be first at this point, but Have you been happy with how your side have responded after that difficult start to the season?
Yeah, I think it's just the first game. I think the first game of the season against Britain Ferry, were really disappointed. Everyone was disappointed. I don't want to take away anything from Britain Ferry on the day. They were well organised, and we missed lots of opportunities, and they took their opportunities when they come. But that was, apart from that, I've been reasonably happy. Colwyn Bay's proven to be a tough place to go. Barry's never an easy place to go, and to go there and get 2 draws. Obviously, we want to win the game and try to win the game and do everything we can to win the game, but it's not the worst results in the world. And obviously, we've had a really good result against Connors Quay, really good result against Penabont, and a couple of good home wins against Halford West and Llanelli. Then we're certainly in a better place than what we were at the start of the season. But like I said, it's not the start of the season, it's the first game of the season, which it was we know, everyone knows it wasn't acceptable, and and we've spoke about it and we've addressed it.
The draw for the quarter-final of the Nathaniel MG Cup was made on
Yeah.
Monday evening. It's Carnarvon Town here at Park Hall, the current top two in the league. So it's probably the toughest draw we could have got on paper. But to win silverware, you have to beat good teams, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it might have been, I know that our games tonight, is it the other game? Is it Denby, Llandudno? I thought they might have created two derbies if Llandudno got through. It could have been Llandudno versus Carnarvon and then maybe us versus Newtown. But obviously you have to wait to see who goes through tonight. But obviously we've been drawn against Carnarvon, so look, it's important thing's a home game. That's when you play cup games, first and foremost, you want to play it at home, and we've got a home draw, and we'll look forward to it. Obviously, it's a little bit away in November, but between now and then, there's a lot more games and fixtures, to get through. But as well as I do that to win any cup competition, you've got to beat anybody, whether that's through the earlier rounds or in the final. So we'll look forward to that.
And then finally, Craig, what's the situation looking like with injury and availability ahead of the game on Friday night?
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, Jordan Marshall and Josh Daniels are back in training today. So they've had Marshy's obviously been out for a little bit, but JD's had a couple little setbacks with his recovering from his ankle reconstruction, which we expect along the way. He's been out for 7-8 months, so there's going to be little niggles along the way. He had a little bit of a tight groin, so we'll give him a few days rest. But he's back in the squad, back in the frame to play and back training fully with the first team, as is Jordan Marshall as well.